February 28th, and we're back up here. Today's goal is we're going to flip the skin over. We're going to check it for scratches, repair any scratches that are in there, clean that. We're going to do an edge form on the leading edge of that skin. We're going to take the skin over to the table where we store the skins over there. We're going to put the jigs on. We're going to bring the wing over, going to flip the wing over, put it on, and we've got some other stuff that I'll show as we Part of the process when they make this wing skin is these are nut plate supports that are used in the wingtip, and they just machine those in when they CNC this skin out. So you have to take and cut those out, and then we'll trim them up later when we go to do the wingtips. So just snip it out, and I'll just file this down. Those little tabs on it, I'll file those down and put these aside and keep those. So something we discovered with that edge forming tool that we made out of that nylon is it picked up a little piece of grit. Must have been when we had it stored in the toolbox. Picked up a little piece of grit in there, and when we started to run this edge, it put a scratch in the skin there. So we took that off, we cleaned it up, and made sure that's good. But maybe a little tip for future builders on that edge forming tool: maybe stick it in a bag, or like a Ziploc bag or something, so it doesn't get dust and dirt in it. So I'll have to. I've got my 800 grit here. We'll just sand that little scratch off of there. Got our wings up on the jigs, and got our first look at the underside of the top skin since we riveted that on. So we're just took a quick look at everything there. It all looks pretty good. So we're getting these support jigs. We'll get these adjusted out so we can get the wing clamped in and get it squared up and ready to go. We will be, we did the edge, you saw we did the edge form on the skin for the leading edge. We'll get the skin laid on here, and we need to figure out for our pitot. Pitot's going to be right in here somewhere. We got to figure out how to get that done. Build a doubler mount for the pitot, where that's going to mount on the skin, and then we're going to probably, I've seen some where they do a right angle and attach it onto this rib, but we'll figure that out. We got our wings squared up on the tables here. It had to kind of do a little bit of, I don't know, creative clamping to get this clamped onto the jig. My clamps aren't deep enough to reach all the way in there to get through here with this sitting on that rib. So we clamped a piece of 2x4 onto that real tight, and then clamp that onto there, through there, and that's it doesn't have to be like super tight on there, it just needs to be held into that jig. So that's there, and we're clamped in down here, and we're level or square. Both ends are 0.00 degrees, 0.00 degrees on the level at both ends. We did have to just do a little tiny bit of a shim, about a 16th shim on this corner to get that level up on this end, but it's all square and ready to move on to the stringer that goes in the bottom side of the wing here. We've got that trimmed down. It's trimmed from the other end, but you have to trim this stringer down a little bit. And the other thing you have to do is you have to take a notch out of it in the middle where that truss is. I started to hand file it down, but there's quite a bit of material that has to come out of that, so I'm gonna grab the Dremel and see if we can get that cleaned out a little more. So I'm working on this. We're working on this stringer where it goes inside the wing. It has to cross over that wing truss that's in the middle, and that wing truss interferes with that stringer. So we've had to file out. We've had to round file this out. So that's what I've been working on. Saw us doing that, and I think we've got this file down enough to where it's got plenty of clearance in there. Okay, there's the clearance of the stringer across the truss. We've got that filed down, adjusted a few times. We've got clecoed in there, and that's fitting pretty good in there. Moved our bottom wing skin off again, and we're going to start figuring out our mount for our pitot tube, which is going to be about right here. And what I think we're going to do is we have a mount. Can you go grab that? We got a mount that came with the kit, but we'll just fabricate our own mount. So yeah, so this mount we're thinking about mounting about right there on the wing, and this is, if you look at it upside down, the wing is upside down, so this is inboard of the truss and the strut, and then that pitot mast will slide in under from the bottom up there. But this mount is made for, is intended for a Vans airplane, which you would mount this, I guess this, did they say rivet this on? Or is it, I think it's just
it joggles
it's just a joggle for under the spar under the spar of the Vans wing. But I think we're gonna fabricate our own mount. It'll be very similar to this, but we'll have an additional, we'll have a right angle right here, which will then, we're gonna rivet onto this rib here, and then that mount, once we get the skin on, the skin will rivet to the mount. So we're gonna probably kind of work on a little bit of that, do some figuring out on that. I've got flat stock aluminum that I can use, so I'll get to going on that and see what we come up with. We're done for the day today. We got the wing jigged up on the table and leveled up, squared up I mean. We did test fit the skin onto the wing so that we could test fit the stringer, the wing stringer, and that turned out good. There's a modification you have to do to the stringer right here in the middle where it goes past the truss, and we got that done. Verified that when it's clecoed onto the skin, there is a clearance in there between that truss and that stringer. So we got that done. Pulled the skin back off, put it back over on the rack over there, and started on our modified pitot install. So we got the, which mast is that? The Gretz mast, steel mast for it, and the mount plate that comes with it is designed for a Vans setup, and where the spar is further back in the wing, the main spar is back here, and the way it fits in there, it's made for a Vans. So I decided to fabricate our own plate. So this is the Gretz plate that, or the plate that comes with the Gretz mast, and this is their washer plate that comes with it, and this is a plate I made for that. We still have to do the dimpling on it, and we'll have to dimple the skin. But what we're going to do is right here along this edge here will be bent 90 degrees, and we'll bend that, and then that will mount, go back to the wing, that will mount against this rib, so that'll mount there, and then we'll have a 90 degree in it to make it flush with the skin there. So then we'll have to modify that wing bottom skin to put the hole. We'll have to make the hole in there in that skin and put the holes, and then we'll have to do the rivet holes for that. So that's kind of the next project that we have coming up. Not sure when we'll get up. We'll probably get up here at some point this week and maybe do some work. Yeah, that's what we got done today. I was kind of glad that we finally got the wing turned over and are starting to work on the bottom side. So that's what we're working on now. But yeah, if you're liking the videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Appreciate the views and comments and questions. And thanks for watching. That's it for now.